next we have F0GX, all tracks, time attack, max speed with Baphy. Take it away.
So I'll give a bit of a quick rundown on the category that I'm running. So I'll be doing all these tracks and all these 5 cups, and I'll be doing it on max speed setting. I'll explain what that is. I'll be using a combination of machines that you can buy in-game versus the custom machines that we make. I'll explain those a bit later as well. So the max speed setting just means that I leave it on here, and I have to do that for the entirety of the run. If you leave it on acceleration, that becomes snaking, which is a completely different category. Yeah, so the time starts just when I press A. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I'll start by explaining there's a couple ways to drive different vehicles in this game. You'll be seeing a lot of janky movement with this vehicle. What I'm doing is called turbo slide chaining and MTS chaining. Basically, you put your machine in a sideways drift like this, and you actually go faster when you do that. You can do it on some machines. This machine and another one called Black Bull, which you might see later, are the most optimal for doing this. So one of the key mechanics of this game is that on the fast laps, boost laps 2 and 3, you have your booster activated from the machine. So one thing to know is that your health and your booster are actually shared as well. We'll see if I can go for this one. Okay, no. So normally what happens is that on the 3rd lap, if you're at low health and you crash into a wall like that, it can actually propel you to really high speeds, and you can actually reach the finish line quicker than if you did it normally. The other thing worth noting is that if you die in this game, you have to start all over from lap 1 again. There's no one to save you if you do that.
Would now be okay for me to read a donation?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
We had $15 come in from Fig, who says, "Let's go Baphy, love the boys down under, less than 3.
Thanks. So what happened at the end there is a technique called a rail slide. So if you MTS into a rail, you won't really sort of crash or anything. You kind of just sort of stay there. And you can use that the speed that you get from the MTS to kind of just go past the finish line. Okay, there is a strat with this level where you can actually go flying if you go fast enough. What happens if in the air, you can do a side attack dive, which allows you to land with a lot of speed, and you can carry that speed over to lap 2 and 3. I think it's relatively okay to set up. Probably just messed it up there, so I have to do on lap 2 and 3. Okay, somehow still did it. So I think there's like a couple of different ways to do it. I don't do it the proper way, but I still get in the air anyway, and I can do a side attack dive. Oh, that's it. That one wasn't too ideal. Ideally, you have to hit all the boosters in here. I'm only missing like 2. Yeah. The world record hits all the boosters. Oh. So the world record for that is by a Japanese player called Brave, and it's an incredibly clean run. on this one, so I would highly recommend to watch that one. Okay, so coming up to this track, so we're going back to our janky driving. So we'll be using Black Shadow here, one of the machines that comes with the game. What's interesting to note about some levels like this is that the boost refillers are not always at the start and the end of the track, which means that you actually have to change the strategy depending on what lap you are as well. So not every lap will actually be the same. There's a long one coming up here. It's really important when you're doing big MTS slides like that, like you control your vehicle very well, because if you don't, you'll actually end up just crashing. You can actually lose a ton of speed doing that. So I'm using my shoulder buttons and also a little bit of the analog stick as well to adjust. I didn't mention side attack dives before, so I'll just explain that in an MTS. To exit an MTS, I'm using side attacks in the opposite direction. So if I'm facing left like I am now, I'll be side attacking to the right to exit. You can alternatively quick turn as well to exit. Okay. Okay, so I got a broken down finish there. Wasn't the most ideal one, but you can sort of see how, like, if you rail slide until your health depletes, you can get boosted over to the finish line. That's actually not a bad time, actually. So the next track will also be using Black Bull. It's Loop Cross. This one I would say is a little bit harder than Surface Slide to do your MTSs. There's a lot of narrow sections on the track. So it's actually inevitable that I'll be bumping into stuff as well. It's been a while since I've been grinding for time attacks, but I think that they are working on a new strategy for the ending. You can do a broken out finish like way before the end and you still make it. So that turn is a little bit tricky because you have to sort of know when to exit. There are parts like this one coming up where the middle of the track is elevated, and if you MTS incorrectly, you will actually just fly up and die. Same as this one here, want to be a bit careful. Yeah, that was okay. So you might notice that I'm going to talk about something called momentum throttling. So in this game, if you're at high speeds, it's better to conserve your speed when you're decelerating by letting go of the accelerator, because it makes you decelerate slower. Rather, if you keep the accelerator on, you will slow down too quickly, then it won't be optimal. Okay, I'm on no health right now, so I really need to not bump into anything while I'm doing this. Okay. So if I bumped into the wall, it would have been over. I'd have to restart from lap 1, but that was very lucky. If you go too fast on this part, you can fly off, I think. Okay, I'll see if I can get a broken down finish here. Okay. Okay, so the last track in this cup is a relatively good one to start out if you're doing quick turning, and I'll explain that as well. So you can steer with the analog stick, that's perfectly fine. but it won't be as sharp as if you're using a quick turn. Some vehicles like this one from Fat Shark, if you turn with the control stick, it actually slows you down a lot more than if you quick turn with the shoulder buttons. Okay, I missed it there. There's something called a shift boost which you can get in this level. I'll explain that just a bit later. It generally happens in the second cut where you see most of it. So the brown things are dirt, they just slow you down when you drive over it, so obviously we want to avoid that. Or you can just boost through it, that's better. We got mines here, so if you hit them dead in the center, they can speed you up like that, which is a good alternative in lap 1 when you don't have your machine boost. Okay, so I got a shift boost there. So if you leave the track and you come back onto it like a split second later, your speed actually goes up for some reason. And you can actually chain those. Diamond Cup, there's a track called Trident, which I'll be showing that off quite a bit. But there are some like hidden sections in tracks like this where you can just drive over it and you'll get an increase in speed for no reason. So I think the world record on this is CGN. I think it's like a low 130 or something like that. So I believe it's 10 years ago now that CGN ran his story mode at AGDQ. A very iconic run. I definitely highly suggest you check it out. It was that run that got a lot of us actually started into playing GX. Okay, I'll take a sub 2 for this one, that's fine. Okay, so that completes the first cup. It's basically just like a, you can call it like a tutorial for the rest of the cups to come. It does spike in difficulty once you get to the end of the second cup. We'll worry about that when we get there. Okay, so going back to janky driving, we're using Quick Cannon G4. So there's two machines that I'll be doing the janky driving with. It's Black Bull and Quick Cannon G4 or Quick Start G4. Black Bull's just a little bit heavier. Obviously some players prefer to use one or the other. Doesn't matter too much, but you can actually snake with this machine, so some players don't choose not to use this one. Again, it's just really personal choice, really. It is possible on this level, if you hit the side at a high speed, you might actually fly up to the ceiling and you hit a death barrier and you'll die. If I set it right, I can go for a broken down finish. I'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if it'll be possible. I think I'm too low, unfortunately. I think I'm too low. Okay. That wasn't what exactly I was going for, but anyway, it's still broken finish. So there is like a visible finish line that you can see on the track, but actually that you can still hit the finish line even if you fly off the track. You'll see that in a track in the last cup as well, the pizza finish, which I'll try to go for as well. Okay, so this is the first time we're seeing a machine called Gallon Cat and G4. So we drive this one perfectly normally, like Fat Shark. It's quite a heavy machine, so the heavier machines are generally the faster they go on the ground and the more speed you can actually get from side attack dives while in the air. There's a massive dive in this level, which I'll be showing off. So one way I'm using side attacks here is to actually speed up. If you just spam side attack, you'll go faster. And I missed that boost, which I shouldn't have. So this machine can MTS, can do quite a lot actually. Oh, what's going on there? Okay. Okay, I completely messed that up. Actually gonna restart. It's very easy to go wobbly if you're not careful. One thing with this, the boost plates you can see here is that you actually go a little bit faster. You get more of a boost if you actually hit it on the very edge. However, the only problem, as you can see, is that you can miss it if you're not careful. Okay, that was fun. There you go, so that's the dive. Oh, I missed that boost plate. Anyway, so as long as you sort of land with about like 1600 in speed, should be good so far. I think low 40s is pretty optimal for lap 1. One thing to be really careful of with that dive is that if you put your nose too downwards, you actually just miss the track completely and you'll die. So we want to not do that. You kind of want to straighten out the best you can. That same rule applies to if you're just doing a side attack dive in general. If you land with your nose too sort of, your machine's too perpendicular to the ground, you lose a lot of speed when you land, so you just want to keep it as parallel as you can. Again, I'm on no health, which is not good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so once you break down, you only have like so much time before the game actually declares that you're dead, and you actually can't finish when that happens. Okay, 2 minutes is over. So the Mobius ring is basically it's a Mobius strip. You have to be careful because sometimes you are upside down, so you don't want to mess up by accident and you actually fall off the track and die. Not a lot of people use Black Bull in this track. Most of them use Gallant Star, I believe. So because the track kind of dips in the middle, if you're not careful again, you can just fly up and die. I believe now we are upside down and it's slowly reorientating to normal. Especially this one here, it's pretty janky to hit that boost filler. So that's an example of what happens if you don't hit the mine right in the middle. You get basically no speed from it, and it can make you hit the side as well, so you actually slow down. There's some mines on the left, I think I can try to hit them. Okay, so especially that was a really good execution there. So about 2,500 is nice, but again you have to have a lot of control, or else you just fly off the track. Especially when you're grinding for really good times, you have to make that decision when you do a risky strat. If you want to do something on the 3rd lap, you might waste a lot of what you've done on the 1st and 2nd lap. So that's why it takes a long time to get really good times. Okay, so I'm coming up to a very filler track at the moment. If there was any donations, probably the next 2 minutes is perfect to read them out. or anything like that.
Yep. All right. We had $10 come in from Aeon Frodo, who says, "Good luck to the rest of the runners. Putting this in because I got one perfect." And that's referring to the speedrun that Aeon Frodo got to show off earlier. So thank you so much for that donation. Is it alright if I talk a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Might as well just let people know that we are AusSpeedruns. We run speedrunning events to raise money for charity and to grow the fantastic oceanic speedrunning community. If you would like to be a part of it or keep in touch with what we do here, we have our Twitch channel, which is where our marathon is being broadcast at twitch.tv/AusSpeedruns. There's also a Twitter, YouTube, and even a Discord, a community Discord. If you would like to keep in touch with the runners or even want to get involved in speedrunning as a hobby, you're most welcome to join our Discord as well. Thank you very much, everybody. I also would like to mention that we are $70 or around $70 off hitting $4,000 for Game on Cancer. Let's see if we can hit that goal by the end of the run. Thank you, everyone.
One of the things I really love about the GX series is that, not the GX series, the F-Zero series, is that in this game, a lot of the tracks are very, they have a lot of odd shapes that you drive on. Like, for example, this is the inside of a cylinder. When you're driving on the inside of a cylinder, on max speed, it's generally okay, but especially snaking is very interesting because you have to drive a little bit differently. In snaking routes, they are very different sometimes, especially on cylinder wave, this one. Cylinder knot as well, which is on the third cut. Okay, next one I believe is serial gaps. Okay, this is probably the first point in the run where it gets really difficult. Even as a casual, this map is quite difficult. It's even harder if you're going for a fast time, like a sub 1, because there are lots of mines and there's a massive jump that you do about a quarter through the level. Yep, that was it. So normally, if you don't do that right, you can actually hit the ground and you still die because you need to pass the checkpoint. If you skip the checkpoints, you can die. But it's all dependent on you hitting the mines. Oh, but that was a really bad angle. Still sort of do it here. Oh, that was wonky. Okay, 24 is pretty egregious for a fast lap. It's not great. Let's see if I can get one more. That's right. You can get a broken out finish right here if you MTS, I think, into the left wall. I've never tried it, but it's really cool to watch. Okay, so serial gaps attempt first time. That's not too bad. Normally I die, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, so in the third cup, we're actually going to see a lot more interesting tracks now. So Cylinder Knot is one I've been really rusty at. I was practicing a little bit this morning. So we'll be using Don Genie Fat Shark again. As I was talking before with ship boost, so you'll start to see there's hidden sections on this track where if you drive over it properly, you can get an increase of speed. I think there's about more than 2 here. The routing is very important for tracks like this because a lot of the boosters are hidden, they're not very obvious if you're just driving straight. So compared to the long pipe map, we're actually driving on the outside of a cylinder now. See if I can get it here. No, missed it. It's normally easier to do on a fast lap, but on that big sort of bump, you can get a shift boost if you drive like that after hitting the booster. More than anything, it's very important to drive cleanly on these kind of tracks. Okay, I just got it there. So I did something called an MTS into a shift boost. So I was explaining earlier, an MTS is the drift where it makes you go faster. If you're doing an MTS and you press A at the right time on a specific part of the track, you can just get a shift boost. Again, I'm not sure why that works. There's a lot of different tracks where you can actually do an MTS into a shift boost. Yeah, especially that part, you can lose a bit of speed if you don't do it properly. Okay, I missed it again there, fortunately. So we can go through again here. So MTS, tap A, yep. So the way that you, I guess, jump from that last part of the pipe onto the straight track is really important because you can do a side attack dive as well. If you jump off it right. Otherwise you'd just be going normally. Oh, no wonder. So I missed the boost on that side. Okay, there we go. So I got one shift boost there, just from doing that. You can get double shift boost, which is twice as fast. But again, it all ties back into momentum throttling. So after you get a shift boost, it's better to just let go of A until you reach your MT point, which is the point where it's no longer beneficial to let go of A. So you can just hold A once you get to that point. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Okay, I should not have died at the end there. That's never happened. Yeah, at least I get to show off this again, so see if I can get the shift boost again. I think generally for Fat Shark, it's about 1,150 or something like that. That's the point when I start to hold A again. So you can actually watch the speedo. Okay, I think I got a shift boost there. So I'm going to MTS here, tap A. Okay, that was actually a really good one. Yeah, 56 is okay for lap 1. Well, one interesting thing to note is I believe that the machine boost, so when you press Y versus the boost plates they see on the ground, the machine boost is double that of the boost plates that you see on the ground. So for example, Fat Shark's machine boost is 2 seconds long, I think. So if you hit the boost like that, it's only 1 second long. There's exact frames and values for like each of the other cars, but Fat Shark's the easiest one to remember. Generally, it's just something that you get a feel for, especially in story mode with Captain Falcon when you do MT on the Chapter 5. Okay, so it's been good so far. I've been hitting 2 out of the 3 shift boost. Okay, we'll have to see about this one. Okay, nice. We got a third one there, but I didn't follow up properly, so I just kind of dropped back to 1,100. Ideally, you'd be about 1,400-ish, and you can just carry that speed over. Oh god. I don't remember exactly what the world record for this, but again, it's all very clean driving on maps like this. Okay, so intersection. Again, we're going to see more shift boosts here. There's specific parts inside the cylinder where if you drive over and you tap A and left, I think, that you can get the shift boost. I think last time at ASM I didn't get very many, so hopefully we can change that today. It's hard on lap 1 where you don't have too much speed, but it is definitely possible. Okay, didn't get any there. Try lap 2 and 3. Okay, this turn's very dangerous. You have to do it like that. If you stay too far to the right, you'll actually just crash into a tree and die. Let's see if I can get it. So I saved my boost just in case I don't get it. Okay, I got it there. Oh, I don't think I got that one. So I just got one on that one. Missed up this plate. Okay, don't think I got any on there, fortunately, so I just got the one on lap 2. Generally, you'll want to get shift boost every single time you do that, or else it's an immediate restart for just running times. Okay, that was a really bad barrel slide. Anyway. I think something about the barrel slide, I can just never get it properly with this track. Anyway, 219 is okay. Okay, double benches. I think I said the same thing at ASM last year. It's actually one of my favorite tracks. There's an incredibly cool strat that I didn't do last year on the fast laps, which I want to do this time, but I'll see if I can get it. I think it's relatively safe if I miss it. So this is the first time we'll be seeing an edge shift boost. So there's shift boost where you just drive over a part of the track, but there are parts where there's no railings and you can abuse that to go faster. It'll be coming up quite shortly. Again, if I mess it up, it's instant death. Oh, yep, like that. I think generally, I don't think I was meant to hit that boost plate. So just depending on like your execution on the day that you're grinding for this track, you could be here for a very long time. Okay, that was really close. Because that was pretty unoptimal the way I exited that. Normally I want to be a lot faster here. Okay, this part here, if you're about 500, you'll actually fly off and die because you are going vertically, I think, or upside down. You can still drive upside down, but if you just do something like crash into a wall, or you go too fast and you lift off, you will die. So you have to be careful of that. Okay, let's see if I can go through it. Yep, that's it. It's actually somewhat precise because you can't actually see the track once you fly off. But it's actually a lot faster to do that because on that sort of turn thing, there isn't really any boost plate or anything. You kind of just have the MTS. So braking here. Oh yeah, now that I mentioned braking. When you're going this fast, you don't really need to use the brake button, but there's only a very few times you have to. Like, for example, here. Is one other track where you have to brake as well. Basically, if you're just going, there is such a thing as going too fast, unfortunately. Oh, jeez, well. Okay, so somehow I did a shift boost and it just sent me in the complete opposite direction. Okay, I've never had that happen to me before. That's really interesting. But it's incredibly satisfying to actually finish this track. And then I'll do an MTS here just to get through this sort of curve. Okay, that was actually really good so far. I've had a lot of runs where on the third lap I just don't brake early enough on that part and I just end up losing a really good time. So yeah, really like, for really good time, everything actually has to be perfect. Especially once you start hitting top 50 on the leaderboard, you really have to clean up a lot of your playstyle to get past that. So the MT point for this machine, I believe, is something like 1,300-ish. Very high compared to a lot of other machines. I'm not sure why. I suspect it's because of the weight of the machine or one of the parts. If there are any GX runners in the Twitch chat, please confirm that for me. Okay, half pipe. So another shift boost level we can do. So there's one that you can do at the start of the track. I can't remember if I did it last year or not, but it's fairly easy to set up, but obviously I always miss it for some reason. So you do this, hold A, there you go. So that leaves you enough speed to do this jump here. Oh, like that. I completely missed that. So because this shape of the track is a half pipe, we'll be trying to abuse going off the track as much as we can and doing side attack dives, or just dives in general. There's one shippies you could get there, and somewhere here as well, but I always miss it. There's a strategy to set up the shippies that you get at the start of the track on the fast laps, but you have to slow down at a very specific time, which I'm not sure how to do. So the jump that's here is really risky to do. It's easier to go for the one that's coming up here. If you jump off wrong, it can put your machine at a very strange angle. Might jeopardize your landing. Okay, there we go. So I got another one there. This sort of stuff you only really, for me, I just learned through watching people's videos, their runs. I don't know. I think it's been a while since there's been any new discoveries with any like sort of shift boost like that. Okay, that was actually a really good dive. I just missed the boost plate. I also did forget to mention there was the other shift boost that's here as well. If you just drive normally like this, you still get it. Don't know if I got it that time. And then there's this lasers here, so if you hit them, you'll lose a bit of your health and your boost, so you gotta be careful here. I think generally the closer you are to the rail when you start the rail slide, you'll go a bit quicker, so we want to try to do that. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I should change the music. Okay, ordeal. Don't know how I feel about this track. There's one big skip they can do in the middle, but it's very precise driving that you have to do as well. There's one cool broken down finish strat you can do at the end as well. There's a skip at the start I'll do on the fast laps. Okay, that was okay. There's an ice patch there. Same thing was in serial gaps, so the whole idea of why the MTS works is because you're breaking your grip, and the ice patches actually help to do that. So it's easier to do an MTS while you're on an ice grip, so you might as well just do one every time you hit one. Yeah, I just hit that boost type thing. Okay, that's the first skip. If you hit the building, there is collision, I believe, so you can die. Okay, we're actually going quite fast. I might be able to do the big skip. Missed it. Anyway, I think generally I should have boosted one more time. And you can MTS off and then side attack dive, and that will give you enough speed to hit that one. Okay, so I got a shift boost there. Oops. Especially when you start time attacking in this game, there's a million things you need to think about. There's MT, there's stuff like boost state as well. And there's your techniques as well, your MTS, shift boosting, the track as well, to know when to shift boost and stuff like that. So it is a bit daunting when you start off that there's a million things you have to do, but that's just the way it is with going fast. Eventually you get used to it. And I'm still learning as well. Okay, I got a shift boost there by accident, don't know how. Okay, that is really... Okay. So, I went too far to the right, I hit that water thing and I just died. Okay, I'll go for it one more time on the second and third laps. Otherwise, I just do a very safe strat, which is just not to do that. Oh my god, no. Alright. Probably shouldn't go for it. Anyway, that was it. So, I think you're meant to land even further than that on sort of the part where it's straight. But anyway, I'll take that. Okay, so you need to be very careful with boost in this part. You want to make sure you don't go all out with boosting because there isn't a refiller at the start of the track. So the reason we save the boost is so we can do that skip again. If you don't have enough boost, it's very difficult. You can actually do it without the boost, like the world record does in lap 1. I've never been able to do it. Definitely go for the broken down finish if I can. Yep, that's it. So actually that's a unique one because you don't even have to be doing a rail side. You can actually just touch the side and you'll still explode across the finish line. Ideally you can just do what I did there, which was just hog the rail. But you're just going to make sure I think that you're as parallel to it as much as you can. Okay, so now we're up to Trident. So this map has very little rails, so we'll be using as much shift boost as we can. I'm using the heaviest machine that, actually no, I don't think it's the heaviest, but it's one of the best heaviest machines that you can make. I think the heaviest one is Hard Banger, I think. But like I was saying before, the heavier machine, the more speed you can actually capitalize on and you can actually get. But just a reminder that if you do fall off at any point, it's an instant reset to lap 1. It's a very risky strategy. Shift boosting can be frame perfect, but it depends on where it is. If you're going, oh, that was bad. If you're going downhill, the window is a bit larger, so you have more time to get back on the track. But on specific sections or very uphillish sort of sections, the window is way less. With this track, it's all about just, if you just watch videos, you'll know where to shift boost. Because some places you think you can shift boost and you actually just die instantly. So we have a dive here, but we can't really side attack dive. Okay, 2.7 is not bad there. So the worst feeling is when you die on that last strip when you're doing a ship boost. Okay, for some reason I just missed all my ship boost there. Okay. Okay, that was an incredibly easy ship boost to do. I shouldn't have died there. Okay, 3000 is really good. But you have to be careful with that part, you can actually just slow down quite a bit. Oh. Okay, that was very close. Okay, so I think I basically just saved it there. Okay, gotta be really careful I don't die now. There we go, so let's try it in. That's like a 220 something, which is okay. While I was on Trident, I did want to shout out our two other GX runners, so in Australia. So there is Falco as well, who did a really good meme about sub 2 being free. And there's Holmy as well, who's actually like, I think he's like top 5 in the world for GX anyway, so he's our #1 GX player in Australia. So lateral shift is a really cool truck. So we'll be doing ship boost like that. We just skim over like that. Fun fact is that I believe on the world record by CGen, which is something like around a minute or under a minute, there is no need to use the machine boost at all because you are going so fast in ship boost. Okay, here you have to brake, and MTS here. Yeah, that was bad. Generally aim for like 30 seconds or 31 for the lap 1. Because this is one of the tracks where a lot of the speed that you get from the previous laps really carries over. Okay, so sub 30 is decent. think it's like 1800 if you're around that on that curve you actually fly off. Okay, got 140, which is okay. Okay, another ship boost track. So this cup is basically all about ship boost. I used to hate undulation because it's such a janky track, but once you learn how to ship boost and go really fast, it's a really, really fun track to time attack. So starting off, this is ship boost here. And we want to build up as much as we can. Because we can do a jump right here. Ship boost here. Oh wait, no, I missed it. There we go. It's important to do this part correctly. If you do it wrong, like I just did there, that happens. I don't know exactly what the reason that happens, but I think there's a section in the air where if you hit it, okay, I've got a ship boost there for no reason. If you hit that section in the air, your machine just kind of just plummets like that. It's possible to hit the side like that. It's fine. It's better than like hitting the pole and just falling into the lava. Okay, there we go. So that was proper. Ship boost there. Okay, I don't know what happened. So you can go under the track sometimes like that. I have no idea what happened. I can't tell if I either hit the ship boost and then I went under the track, or I just completely missed the ship boost and I died. Okay, that was a good jump. Sometimes you can hit that railing at the top. 34 is actually not too bad for lap 1. No. Lap 2. It is basically like, if you're doing like a, if you're going for like a time, you definitely need to hit that ship boost. Every bit of speed really helps. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stop going for that last one. I think most of the speed I have anyway is fine. That's it. Okay, I just went under the sun there. But I'm leaving that ship boost on red. I'm just not going to do it. That was very close. You can hit the top of the railing and you can bounce off in a very spectacular fashion. It'll just slow you down a lot. It's really annoying if you do that, but it's generally okay. Okay, that was a good jump. We just normally we clear all three of the signs. That's good. Like that? Can it stop like that? Okay. That's fine. I think the world record is either by Brave or Super Sonic, an American GX player. Both runs are incredibly interesting to watch. They basically hit all the ship boosts properly, and they get all the good dives and everything like that. Okay, so Dragon Slope, we saw with the other track, Aero Dive. There's another dive in this track. You can get a ship boost, I think, once you land. I think I did that dive wrong. Okay, if you MTS, I think right there, you can actually fly up the track as well, and you can do a side attack dive, or any kind of dive. Okay, that was, yep. Okay, 2,600 is respectable there. So making sure to quick turn very accurately here, in that narrow part. So you can MTS here to a ship piece, which I didn't get. The thing about Dragon Slope is that, I forgot to say it as well, is that on the minimap on the bottom right, it does look like a dragon. I think it's because they shifted the minimap at a different angle just for this track. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. Okay, I'll use my shot. So if you were watching PAX last year when I was doing story mode run, the last chapter in this game is on is basically on Phantom Road as well. This track, like Loop Cross, can be narrow at times. It's actually very tricky to play Black Bull here, so I'm just doing Fat Shark so I don't get too much grief. There's not too much to remark on the first lap, it's all just really trying to drive as cleanly as you can. There's ice here, so we'll do an MTS here. Likewise for... oh, actually no, that's it. There's only one ice section. Right, I'll see if I can get the jump on this lap. Okay, that was half it. If you MTS properly onto that wall, you can like fly off, and you can do a another dive as well. Hopefully I can try to get on the last lap as well. Okay, if you're going too fast here, that's another break point if you will fire off. Okay, let's see if I can get it. And there we go, that's it. So it's a really janky one because you're like under the track, you kind of go re-enter the track, but yeah. It's really satisfying to pull off that one. I think you can do it with Black Bull too, but I don't understand people who can play Black Bull in this track because as you saw with Loop Cost, it's a very janky driving that you have to do, especially if it's just so good like this. I don't know that, I do not know if that's a PB or not. Hang on, what was the time? It was, okay, done. That was it. It's a PB on this account. Okay, and we're up to the last cup of the game. Okay, so as I mentioned before, there is a broken down finish called the Pizza Run, which I think it was AGDQ 2015, I think. So basically it involves on the third lap, you need to drift into a wall in a very specific way with very specific health. You basically just fly across the finish line. So I mentioned earlier in the run that there's the physical finish line that you can see, but you can still hit that line, you can still trigger it to complete, even if you don't actually go through this thing. So that's what the broken down finish will try to show. I actually haven't done this since last year, so I'm gonna see how it goes. No, okay, missed it. So I think I was too low for that one. If you're a bit higher, you might actually hit it. I'll definitely try again. Is good for lap 1. You'll find with this game, especially on the leaderboards, is that you might be off by literally a millisecond from the next person above you. So you have to grind so much just to beat it. Is that it? Yep, that was it. So I was basically nowhere near the finish line, but I still triggered it, so yeah. I think you can generally tell if you're gonna get it just from the way the angle is after you've sort of exploded. Okay, Meteor Stream is another very fun track to do. There is shift boost that you can do on the track as well. I think this is the only track that's in outer space in this game. So it's the only outer space sort of texture. So lots of ice here. You can't get a shift boost there. I'm gonna MTS here, do a dive, not dive. If I do this right, I can get a shift boost. Yep, there we go. So that's an MTS into shift boost right there. You can do a similar thing on the lap 2 and 3. Let's see if I can get the one here as well. So if MTS towards the left, press A, I didn't get it. That's right, I'll go through the next one. Okay, missed that one there. Whoa, what? Okay, might not be possible to do a broken down finish now, but... Okay, that was pretty stupid, but... Yeah, sometimes if you're just like in that tube before you get out and you drive incorrectly, then yeah, it kind of messes up how you exit as well. Okay, so we're still in the wave here. This one you can, there is parts you can get shift boost on. It's been a while, I think. Let's see if I remember. Again, like still in not the lava level. The route is very important here, especially on your lap 1 because you don't have your machine boost. So you want to try to hit all or as many of the boost plates as you can. When you transfer from one side of the pipe to the other, you have to not do it too abruptly or else you'll kind of just lose a lot of speed. Okay. Generally it's fine to miss that one, but the one after that I should have hit. This part is tricky, you need to drive properly. I think the shift boost is if you drive this way. Nah, I missed it. Okay, so you can see there like what a bad landing actually does. So I actually dropped down to about 700 kilometers per hour. I think I should have gone for the refiller. Silly. Oh, I think I may have got it there, I'm not sure. So when the machine kind of wobbles like that, then it's an indication you may be hitting a shift boost, but you can never really actually tell unless you look at your speed once you exit it. Okay, Thunder Road, another really fantastic track. I think it's either between this one and Spiral. The next track is the longest on the game. You can actually do a lot of things on Thunder Road. I don't think there's any edge shift boost, but there is MTS in the shift boost. There's that kind of stuff. There are sections where you need to drive very precisely as well. So if you didn't see it before, so the name of this cup is called the AX Cup. The reason is because all of these tracks were featured in the arcade version of this game. I believe they're quite rare now to get your hands on, but I think there is a guy in Queensland who has a cabinet for this one. That's it in Australia, I don't think there's any more here. Okay, I missed it there, so you can get your shift boost there. And potentially get it here. Okay, so our first skip is coming up here. If I hit this properly. Okay, so you cut out doing the that weird part over there. Okay, I got the MTS and the ship boost there, so we're actually quite high speed now. I just have to make sure I don't lose it all here. Unintentional rail slide there. Okay, I'm at 0 health, a bit dangerous. Okay, got it again. That's good. Okay, that was a very good rail slide. The speed was like roughly about 4,000 and just sort of staying there, which is what you want when you do a rail slide. Oops. I have to that again. Okay, so this is the penultimate track in the game. It's a track that I'm pretty bad at. There is a skip that you can do at the start as well. But you need to hit it properly, or otherwise you'll just die. I do want to show off as well what happens if you don't hit it properly. Let's see. Do this. Yeah. I might get it. Yep, there you go. So that's how you do it. You actually skip like a big turn when you do that. Okay, I'm going to exit the pipe like this. I'll definitely be going for a skip that you can do on the fast laps as well. It's about more than halfway past the track. Basically, I think I talked about before that if you go really fast, you can lift off the track. So we want to use that in a specific section. It's actually very tricky to hit because, again, you can mess it up and you can just completely miss the track. So it's about here on the fast lap. You'll have the MTS to the left. Okay, see if I can hit it. Okay, no, did get it. So I don't think I was going too fast enough for that one, but yeah. See if I can get on the third lap. Oh, okay, that was close. Oh, I just missed it. Okay. If I was just going a little bit more faster, I maybe would have been able to land on that top part of the spiral and get it. Anyway. And they'll slide to finish off. I completely forgot who the world record is by. It might be by AKC12, but yeah. And again, another world record strat is to do that skip. Really shaves off a lot of time if you can pull both skips off, the start and the one just past halfway. Okay, I'm trying to decide who to use. So this is basically the last course of the run. So just while I'm here, just want to say thanks to Game Expo for having us here. Thanks to Australian Speedruns for having me do F-Zero again. If you're interested to learn about this game, there is a Discord, F-Zero Nexus, which not only has this game, but also X64. Also has people talking about the new F-Zero game that was sort of done on the Switch as well. There's a lot of handy tools for you to use if you're not sure where to start. If you just enjoy watching people go fast, or you want to have a go at yourself trying to shift boost, or even get onto the ladder as well, we'll be more than happy to help you out there. And I just did want to shout out to the modding community of GX as well. They've been able to get into the game files, and now custom tracks is a thing. So people have been making their own tracks there. So that's a really big step in modding for us. So that's time as well for run. Okay. So thanks everyone for watching today. There's a lot of great runs coming up today from AusSpeedruns as well. Hopefully I've been able to show quite a lot, and hopefully I've been able to get your interest for this game. Yeah, see you guys next time. Thank you.